Hi, Wanderers. It's Casey with the Wondering Dutchmen. Welcome to episode number 125. Today's show is brought to you by our friends at Bob's Liquor. Established in 1970, Bob's has been serving Southern Indiana with quality beer, wine, and spirits. Bob's has a wide selection of domestic, craft, and imported beers ready for your purchase and consumption. Whether you need them cold or simply stocking up, Bob's has your flavor. Bob's also boasts an excellent selection of your favorite bourbons as well as the latest craft brews. With one location in Ferdinand and another location right here in Holland, Bob's is ready to serve you. If you don't see something in the store that you want, give Josh a call at 812-536-2223 and he'll get it ordered for you.
The Wondering Dutchmen podcast,
where none of us are Dutch, but we all live in Holland, Indiana. Join us where we talk about what we all wonder about. This is the Wondering Dutchmen podcast coming to you from Smokers Lounge.
Welcome back, Wanderers.
dun, 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 dun.
We are here to spread the joy of the world.
The
We
cheer.
are here. Oh,
I've never heard that one.
I was making it up
That
as I
was
go.
good though. I liked it.
Hey,
yeah.
guess what?
We're nice.
We're going to freaking Boston.
yeah. Let's
Hey,
go.
get the khakis.
They're going to hate us in back.
Hey, Smoker,
Yeah.
go park the car.
Hey, Smoker, you want some chowder?
Clam chowder.
We-
Yeah, man. What? I think I said this at least 645 times on all those live videos, but I couldn't have been any more honest. Like, that was the most electric atmosphere. There was so much positivity in the air, other than, you know, the fact that
Other than the athletes, none of them looked happy.
well, no, especially the guy with shit running down his leg.
Well, that's
Tough
poopy.
spot, man.
Yeah, it is a tough spot.
Poor
But he
feller.
finished it out. I mean, I can't imagine the chafing that
He
would have
finished like
He finished.
Yeah, he made
a
it
couple
too.
minutes before our boy.
Yeah, he made it too. But like, I just one big takeaway for me is everybody was so positive for everybody. Like everybody,
for
you know,
sure.
like people that they didn't even know. Like, I've never been to a race before, so this could be like total commonplace. Shocker. But they were like, good job, runner. Good job, runner. Like some of the neighbor boy down here, like obviously he's a seasoned race attendee, and it's like they don't even know these people, and they were saying, you know, keep it up, man. Good job, runner. You know what I mean? Like everybody was cheering for everybody. Everybody was super positive, and I really don't think you see that very much.
Well, I mean, here's what I'm going to take away from it. There was only one horse in that race that I gave a damn about.
Right.
The marathon race. I
There
gave
you
a damn
go.
about our boy in the 10K.
That's right.
And he did good too.
Hell
like
yeah.
Arlo did a great job.
You know the thing about Arlo. Let's tug on him a little bit here. We drank beer and ranch waters and ate pukable pizza until
Oh, Smoker, we're never getting invited
11:30
Uncle
p.m.
Todd, I'm sorry.
11:30 p.m. And Arlo was like, shit. I think it was when we were on our way back from Fisher. Or
I should have had a water today.
yeah, he's like, man, I should probably start drinking water. And I'm like, Arlo, you have to start drinking. You're going to have to run 6 miles in a few hours.
That ship may have sailed.
That's insane, dude.
And I do.
Kudos.
I need to apologize to you guys. So we were roommates.
Oh, my
we
God.
were roommates.
David, I think I still have PTSD.
We were roommates, and the CPAPs were rolling. We were the CPAP squad. You could see the
I wish I had
hallway
my
lights.
dimming down.
You could see the whenever they fired those babies up. But luckily, the guys at the power plant were awake, and they just
Threw another
juiced-
shovel in there,
they
boys.
just juiced her up. But I have a. It's probably been since I worked construction in a whole. Probably, I'm trying to think of the timeline. It was back in college.
God.
But this is when they started, and I would have these basically.
Hey, for all you people out there in listener land, that when Casey Lindemann said early on that he doesn't dream, bullshit.
Yeah.
Now continue on with
Yeah.
your paint me a picture, Picasso.
Yeah. So that summer, in the construction company I worked for, we laid a lot of pipe.
Yeah.
Stormwater pipe.
I'm
you
a
know,
pipe
the
layer.
3x5 big things where you're in the hole and it's coming in. And ever since then, like I kind of have like these, you guys may call them dreams. I may have called it a night terror, which is probably a little bit of an exaggeration.
I don't know.
But I wake up as if like the hole is either closing in on me or I have these dreams like somebody's coming in the room and like it freaks the hell out of me. And
Got me fired up.
They usually happen when I'm tired or been sipping the caffeinated beverages a little too much.
Shit. Ah, shit. Ah, shit. And then, like, I thought somebody was kicking in the window or the building was on fire or obviously me and David were nut to bud anyway. So, like, the level of sleep was not there for us. David was, like, petrified of touching me. And I'm like, Dave, just let it happen. You know, like, let's make this as natural as we can. So I wasn't, I mean, David was just like, hey, you all right, man? And then I kind of like opened up and I asked Dave, I was like, hey, did he just scream? And Dave's like, oh, yeah. Yeah. And I think I just said, what'd I say?
Wild.
I was just like, that's wild.
Yeah. So,
I mean, I was, Casey. You scared the shit out of us. Yeah.
well, I apologize for that.
That's awesome.
Because certainly didn't think, and here's the thing, like the last thing, and I'm such a freak about the personal security stuff, like being aware of your surroundings and settings.
It would have been a bad day for a guy to walk into that room. Let's just say that.
Yeah, it probably would have been. But I guess it was maybe just like new setting, ground floor. I didn't double check the doors before I went to bed. Like I just kind of climbed in bed and didn't think about it.
Yeah.
And I can make all the excuses in the world. But hey, I slept great.
Yeah, I didn't. We didn't, and that's fine. That is fine.
We had a hell of a weekend.
It was a wonderful time.
The interview with Todd, whenever it comes out, we have like over 3 hours.
Oh, yeah.
That poor Arlo's got to edit.
There's going to be a lot of harvestable content out of those 3 hours.
Uncle Todd was a great interview. We talked about bringing him down.
Oh, boy.
To maybe do something. We got some things in the works, maybe.
We definitely got some oil on some old gears, and they're starting to... We're going to start. We're going to start greasing them babies and try to make something happen there.
So we'll see what happens, but it was great for us. We had some great exposure, but couldn't be more proud than our stable of athletes. Arlo did a great job, and then obviously Chase.
Plan.
The bloody sock and just
the bloody nipples.
The pure exhaustion at the end. I mean, it just
the poor feller couldn't even skin a banana. I mean, he was shot.
Yeah,
and that.
26 miles in less than 3 hours.
Yeah, that's a long, grueling deal there.
It is, but Mace, how's your week?
Well, other than this whole rebound from Indy, softball, baseball, 8 days a week, cleaning up. I mowed and rolled my yard for the first time, and I was responsible the whole time I was doing it. Cutting some trees up, getting some stuff ready to where I don't have to mow around it, just... enjoying the weather. We have officially moved into hot asphalt season.
Yeah.
So we've done some hot mixing, some hot boxing, some stuff like that, and it feels good to get that old asphalt smoke back in the old nostrils there and laying her down and saving our streets one at a time.
Yeah.
Smoke Dog, what about you, bud? What have you been up to?
Just covering baseball, t-ball, work. Did some mowing myself.
Looks good.
The old hometown is in the news this week. Hope everybody's safe over there. Old plastic and battery recycling facility that's been abandoned caught fire and is smoldering like crazy. So that's crazy. Hope everybody's doing good back in a 765 there. Other than that, just long week.
That's hammer down season for sure, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Be busy for a couple weeks.
Casey was kind of debriefing a little bit before we start. Practice, sleep, shit, work, practice, sleep.
It has been unreal. I stopped to kind of just gather myself And you figure we left, so worked practice on Thursday, gave the guys off, but Friday, obviously, we headed up. I left early from Indy to make it home for a birthday party, and then had Easter stuff on Sunday, and then Monday was work baseball, Tuesday work baseball, Wednesday or yesterday we were in Owensboro for a game, got home late, and then baseball tonight. Plus Zoe had t-ball practice that I attended, and it just like literally just saw my wife for like 10 minutes just a little bit ago.
Sorry if you guys hear all that. This mic cord's kicking my ass.
Yeah, you're really struggling over there.
I got it.
So no, it's just been coming and going, but yeah, it just when you don't have a weekend to just kind of veg out and relax, it makes that next week a lot tougher.
And for those of you guys
open this week,
for those of you guys listening and you've noticed some things different with our ad reads, in the beginning in the intro, Arlo is taking a little short hiatus because he's got some stuff going on with scheduling and
yeah, nothing bad.
No way. Arlo is still on staff. He is still a part of the squad. It's just that his home work life balance, and we got to respect things like that, and you know, family first for all of us, and we want Arlo to stay with us as long as he can stay with us, and he is a busy son of a buck. I'll tell you that. Just like everybody else. But guys, you know what time it is?
Time to be done.
It's time to freaking strap on.
Whoa.
Oh, time to lock in here. Hour one.
That was me, isn't it?
What? Yeah. David, hour one is yours, not mine. So there's that. So go ahead, Smoke Dog. Here we go.
Hour one today is brought to you by our friends at Toys Auto Parts in Huntingburg. Conveniently located on the busiest dang road in DuBois County, Toys has everything you need to keep your automobile running. Proudly carrying Parts City Auto Parts. Head inside to see Angie and the gang. For over 60 years, Toys Auto Parts has been part of the community. The family-owned operation has quality parts at the right price. Toys also assists in changing windshield wipers, checking batteries, and scanning your vehicle to determine why that dang check engine light is on. Always a friendly smile and hello when you walk in the store. Visit our friends at Toys today. Tell them the Dutchman sent you.
Hell yeah. Hey, you know what else Angie said? She told me that she wanted me to make sure that everybody knows that if they need oil filters for their lawnmowers.
Yeah, they carry?
Yeah, or like 2-cycle oil to mix their weed eater gas.
They carry?
They got it.
Well,
yeah, so if you guys need anything while you're mowing responsibly or getting ready to trim the lawn or anything like that, head on over to Toys Auto Parts.
Hey, by the way,
hooked up.
I'm excited about... for a very long time, you guys, this may not come as any surprise, but I mow at night quite often.
Oh, yeah. Did you get lights?
Oh, yeah.
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 You want to know something about that? Justine, you know how many times Justine has been like, is Casey fucking mowing? Yeah, why? It's 11 o'clock. And I'm like, yeah. You know how, but you know what, though, man? I worked night shift in a coal mine for 15 years.
Yeah.
And when you're out on your own, like reclamation bulldozer or something, or like working a good dirt pile, or you're off by yourself and the only thing you got is your lights and your bulldozer, it is amazing. Like it's nothing but a man and his thoughts, a nice podcast, or some smoothing radio station listening.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just have to mow tonight when we get done here.
Well, that's kind of weird.
Well,
you got to work tomorrow. But,
but I tell you what, it was after Mom had passed.
oh yeah, dude.
And I went out for some reason. I got a wild hair at my ass, and I bought a 4-foot brush hog for the old Kubota.
I wish I would have bought that from you because I really could need that now.
And I mowed that like after that, like into the wee hours of dark.
Oh yeah,
and it just you have a clear night. And you're out there, and it just is.
You can only go
yeah.
until the dew gets too bad, and it starts clumping up and stuff. But
yeah, but I'm a big fan of mowing at night. But I mow responsibly
at night.
Used to wear headlamps, and
that's not a joke.
No, I really would. Like goes hiking. I'd have 2 of them. I'd have
like
2 of them set there.
Walking in the tree stand, and no, he's just mowing his grass.
Yeah, mowing the grass,
there.
flying through there on a 0 turn.
Hey, so I got cornered. I got pinned down at Easter.
Man down.
I got pinned down. I got backed into a corner, basically threatened with my life if we didn't cover this, because this is something that my dear mother-in-law has been stewing on for a while. And it is actually a pretty good, I don't want to give her too much credit because she'll get a pretty big head and all that shit, but pretty good topic. And it's something that I pitched it to a guy or two at work the other day about, like what they thought about it and stuff like that. And it was kind of a brain buster. I'll just read it how I have it wrote, and then we'll just roll with it. My mother-in-law, Amy Maxey, says, you're at a dinner surrounded by 5 or 6 of your closest peers, family, friends, co-workers, whoever it may be. One of those friends has a book that was given to them by a supernatural entity. Let's just say somebody with a higher power, ghost, genie in a bottle. Somehow, some way, this book has manifested. And in the book is everything that anyone has ever said about you, good, bad, or indifferent. You are given this book. You have the choice to read the book or not to read the book. But here's the catch. Once you start reading the book, if you choose to read, you have to read it in its entirety. What do? That's a real bag buster, dude.
Really, it's not, because I already presume to know what some people think and say about me
That's
anyways.
exactly what I
so
said.
I really wouldn't give 2 shits.
Right.
And I don't. And for sake of conversation, would you like to be fluffed on a little bit and hear the good things? I'm sure.
Right.
But like, I could imagine what the worst of the worst would be said, because I've had it said to my face by somebody I'm representing or whatever.
Yeah.
So like, to me,
I think that I kind of had an inclination that you were going to say that.
I like it. And it
like you give 0 Fs, you know what I mean? Because, like you said, because it's already, you've been mother effed enough, and everything, like to your face, like, you piece of shit.
Well, and
I'm
like
going to jail.
Well, and like some of it is like in the coaching realm.
Oh God,
like,
them savage mothers.
I welcome having a parent having a conversation. Like I would much rather, and it's happened in the past where it's like, you get the text message and it's like, hey, coach, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, I'm not going to have this conversation with you via text.
Yeah.
Come down after practice or whatever. Like, this is how we're going to do it.
Right.
So, like, to me, like, it's a great, like, I'm not shortchanging your mother-in-law at all. But, like, to me.
I think she actually got it from a TikTok. So I'm not going to give her, like, full credit.
Oh, okay. So,
but still, I mean, it's still.
But I mean, like,
bringing it up.
Would it be nice to know, like, some of the good things that people say? Yeah, but I've never allowed that to drive me, anyways.
Let me Smoke. You go first, like in a rapid fire style, and then I'm gonna completely throw a curveball. What do you do, Smoke Dog?
Everybody loves Smoke, so there's no bad about him.
Well, I know.
I don't know. There's the opinions. There's probably a handful of people whose opinions I hold in high regard.
Yeah.
That I think I'm not worried about the negative.
Right.
I'm not worried about the positive of most people, to be honest. But, but I think there's a few that if I knew that it was all encompassing and it would be in there for sure, there's a few I'd want to know what they had to say, I think.
Right. So that what you just said kind of correlates with what my curveball is. So you read the book, and after you're done, somebody that is your best friend, your ride or die. You know what I mean? It goes back to all those teeny bopper movies when you were little, and then like your best friend's got another friend.
Yeah.
And then like they're talking shit about you amongst, with their best friend and stuff, which I get it. I know you do that. Yeah, I don't give a fuck type thing. And I get that. I know. I totally do.
What I'm going to say.
Here's the thing though.
Okay.
What happens if it was, I couldn't say your mother because that's not a good thing. But, or like, what if it's like, I don't know. Like, what if it was your hero, or what if it was somebody that you know that you think highly of, and you have a really good relationship, and then they're like, yeah, that dude pretty much told 4 or 5 other people that you're a total piece of shit. Like, that would completely change the course of your relationship with that person from then on. And I don't think I want to read it.
But
you know why I don't want to read it?
Oh, tell us.
Because I know for a fact that I have dug myself into a shit ton of holes. I have dug myself. Hey,
you don't get a nickname like Missile Lips for no reason.
And that's what I'm saying, man. I have really worked on, since I started this gig, our gig, and not only that, but like I have really worked on, like, I think you said it best when you were talking about like being a freaking hippie and like just changing, like a midlife crisis, I think was the conversation we had one time. And it's like, I just look at things different now. You know what I mean? And it's like, I have too much shit going on in my life with my kids and my wife and our everyday happenings to like I know we're really active on social media, you know, like posting our things and like, you know, building our brand and doing everything like that. But like, I don't find myself looking into shit as deep as I used to. Like, I don't feel like, you know, I used to hold a pretty big spoon in my pocket. You know what I mean? My stirring spoon. You know what I mean? I used to have a pretty big one of them, but I think I hung that thing on the shelf, and I'm really trying to not.
There's going to be a lot of people celebrate you saying that. Or there's going to be a lot of people saying, you freaking
lying son of a bitch, you.
Yeah. But he might have hung one, but he's got that backup.
Yeah. Here's what I'll say on that. Like, I would like to think that I surround myself with good people, that where if somebody really felt that way about me, for one, they're not in the inner circle, and two, like, even if they would, then that just tells me that that hunch I had about their character is correct.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, I guess my perspective on it, there's probably only a handful of people that I really truly care about what they think about. Like, and even then, like, let them think all they want. Like, if they don't know me or they don't know.
If you don't know, now you know.
Yeah, we don't want to finish that.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know. Like, it's an interesting thought. Like, it's fun to sit around and
that's what Amy was really
you
on.
would discuss.
She's like, I cannot wait to hear what Smoker's got to say about this, because my mother-in-law, by the way, she's like, I need to meet this David Allen Smoker boy.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that's a tough spot there, man. You're on your own. But no, that's a good one. She saw it, and we talked about it a little bit over the weekend, and she was like, it was funny though, because she has the same kind of character as Casey. She's like, I already know everybody.
Yeah,
the book about Amy Maxey would be, you know, like she's a wildcat.
And like they tell you, like, you know, and I don't even think it's like a thick skin thing. I think honestly, a lot of it is like, if you are a person that takes what everybody says as gospel, then you're a bad judge of character or bad judge of whatever. Like there should only really be like a handful of people that really matter.
I pride
in your
myself
life, what they say.
on blowing people's shit, dude. Like I love it. Like, you know what I mean? Like giving people hell on a daily basis. Not, you know, I'm trying not to be a nosy bastard like I used to be, but like I'm just saying, like, for example, you get a new guy or something, you know, it's like everybody always talk about first impressions. You know what I mean? And like the new guy, you know, he walks in there, and I walk in the break room, and I ain't got my boots tied, and I'm all disheveled with CPAP marks on my face, and I come in there running mock Jesus to the time clock, you know, getting ready to tie in, and come in there and sit down in the break room, and he kind of looks at me, and then I think the first thing I said to him was like, the fuck you looking at? You know what I mean? And everybody's like, oh, hey, that's Masoner. He's here. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's just like a thing. Like I love doing that. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Set the tone. You know what I mean?
You like to be a ball buster. So my topic is really, really simple. And we just celebrated the Easter season.
Rejoice, for he has risen.
Amen. And outside of everything that I took away from Easter and the candy and all that other stuff, I am a huge freaking fan of deviled eggs. There's no way to slice it. There's no way to
dice it.
I love me a nice hard-boiled egg with the yolk removed, the nice little white underbelly, or like ours, because the Easter Bunny colored them. So we kind of had a little bit of the color kind of got through there, which I'm sure it's safe to eat. But you slice one of them babies in half, and you take that yolk, and you do a little mayo, a little mustard, a little salt, pepper, a little pickle juice, some relish,
a little bit of sugar,
and then
I'm out.
Oh,
you've never done the sugar.
I'm out.
And then a little paprika when you get them into
What is
the
it?
half paprika.
Paprika, not paprika. Paprika. I love it. I don't know. Just love it.
So I'm a big deviled egg guy. I know some people would say, gross. But it's probably one of my favorite way to eat eggs.
I can definitely put away deviled eggs. Like it's just my daggone moral compass that keeps me from eating all the deviled eggs.
Oh my gosh!
Like I would eat myself
Like
sick of
you mean
deviled
like
eggs.
deviled egg etiquette?
Yeah, like I've got it. Like okay, other people want deviled eggs too, Dave, but I'm pretty sure I could eat like a dozen.
We don't call them deviled eggs. In my immediate that's what my family. I mean, they are deviled eggs. I mean, that's
what
it's
do you
called.
call them though?
Poop nasties in a half shell. You ever heard that?
No, they're deviled eggs.
Poop nasties in a half shell. You know why? The aftermath of Easter dinner. Look out.
Yeah, it's a tough spot.
Dutch oven wars.
Oh boy.
You and the missus. You ever have Dutch
No.
oven? Oh God.
Your wife's gonna kill you.
No, yeah. Well, yeah, I know. But she doesn't listen, so who cares? Yeah. Girls fart. That's a real thing. You know.
Not true.
No,
They
you're
don't.
stupid if you don't think that
They
way.
don't
but
fart or poop.
I seen one that I would like to try on the old Ticky Tack there the other day. It was you take the yolk out and you go ahead and make, said filling with the yolk with your mayo and whatnots. And instead of like they didn't use pickle relish, they used jalapenos, like pickled jalapenos.
Oh.
Diced those up. And
kind
then
of a spicy deviled egg.
took the yolk or the
Diablo eggs.
Diablo el huevos. So he takes the white of the egg, floured it first,
I don't like where this is going.
egg wash,
Oh no.
straight into the panko breadcrumbs,
Nope.
and then deep fried it for like, a minute and a half just to get the breadcrumbs to crisp up, and then put said filling inside of the deep fried white in the shell. And I think the crunch of that, god damn it looked good. And I think I give it a whirl.
sandwich and a Dr. Pepper.
There is a place, there's not a place. It's the Marriott downtown in Indy, and I've stayed out there for some conferences when I go up. And their little restaurant down there, they have they do like deviled egg BLTs, like as an appetizer.
Boy.
So it's a deviled egg, and then it's got like candied bacon sprinkled,
Keep talking.
and then it's got a little bit of lettuce on it.
Don't quit.
And then you just
talking.
it's almost kind of like nachos. It's like a layer of nachos, and they're delicious. They're delicious, but
God, I love deviled eggs.
Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
man. And there's so many variations of it. Like you can do, like you said, the spicy ones. You can sub the paprika for like some little bit of cayenne where you get a little ass to it. But
I'm making deviled eggs.
You know
again
the
this
sugar
weekend.
thing that you were talking about?
Yeah, Jenna. That's what Jenna does. It.
Okay, and I don't like them. But I'm going to eat them.
yeah, I
You know what I'm
think
saying?
Janelle's mom maybe her egg or her yolk consistency is a little bit smoother and a little bit sweeter than what.
Yeah, I'm out on that. I like that big chunky,
I like the
more
relish,
mustardy,
yeah.
pickly type.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Yeah, Jenna is less on relish, pickle juice,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
not so much chunks of said pickles.
Why do we call them deviled eggs?
I don't know.
Do you think it's because it's like a guilty pleasure? Like you always
No, I
eat
would
too many
say
of them?
it's
It's got to be something to it.
hard boiled. Well, maybe it's because you take the yolk out, which is the embryo, so you're like taking the soul from the egg and then sticking it back in there.
I think you're digging too deep on that one.
Okay.
Huh. I don't know. The term likely comes from the connection between spiciness and the presumable hot temperatures in hell. Since the word devil does not have a since the word devil has negative connotations, though, some groups of people prefer to call the dish such stuffed eggs or salad eggs or
Poop nasties on a half shell.
dressed eggs or poop nasties on half shell.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever eaten a deviled egg as a like a super spicy one. You know what I mean? Like
What if you used pickled eggs?
Oh, that would be badass too. I love me some pickled. Man, do you like pickled eggs?
I've never had a
one.
pickled egg.
What? Guys, you've never been somewhere and like drinking beer in somebody's shop or somebody's garage or
No.
something, and they're like, "Hey, there's eggs in the jar in the fridge. Get you one."
You want to know how many people's garages I sit in and drink?
No, one or two, mine and his.
And then my own.
Yeah,
And-
3.
And none of you guys carried. Like,
Well, I'll do that then. God
Yeah.
bless it. Well, get me a batch of eggs and I'll get me some pickled eggs going because that's the best. Like,
Never had them. I'll give it a go, though.
oh gosh, they're good.
Then we should
dude.
try devil pickled eggs.
You mean, yeah, we should do that. Yeah, it was my.
We'll make a
one-
Dutchman cooking episode.
One of my
that.
good buddies, Brady Blessinger. Brady Blessinger always used to have a lot of really cool shit in his fridge.
Yeah.
And we may or may not get into the bottom of some bush lights, over there in Blessinger land with him and his brother Chadro and stuff. But whether it was like homemade pico de gallo or like some fresh like relish or like all these things, like Brady's a really cool cat.
yeah,
Brady.
just a little bit of everything.
Yeah, but pickled eggs, man. Oh God, yeah, I'm all in on those. Remember they said like it was like an old bar thing, like the pickle jar on the bar.
Yeah, you used to. Yeah.
25 cents an egg. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Whatever, throw it in the pickle jug. Oh yeah, I love
Yeah.
it. Pickled bologna.
Smoke. What you got?
We're taking a turn. here,
Buckle up,
boys.
buckle up.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I was having me a think,
Uh-oh.
and I got to thinking about centaurs. The horse,
The mythical creature.
the mythical creature of a centaur.
Well, not
No, that's a walking bull.
yeah, not
Our
like
friends
that.
at Mengi Beef Jerky.
But I got to thinking about the build of a centaur. And you got a horse up to where the neck would be. And instead of a neck, it's got like from the waist up of a human. And I just can't figure that out because now you got a 6-limbed mammal.
Yeah,
But it's got 2 belly buttons now because
Why?
a horse has a belly button and a person has a belly button.
a horse has a belly button.
It's got an umbilical cord. I would. It's got to have a belly button somewhere.
Here's where I'm gonna.
Where's a horse navel?
It's just like where it would be like a dog, like on the underbelly back
Does a
there.
dog have a belly button?
Yeah. South of the rib
Guys,
cage.
this is
But I just feel like somebody really screwed the pooch there when they made this mythical creature because I really think that it would probably just be a human neck with a head on it, and that'd just look weird. Or maybe it would be horse back legs with hands and arms in the front. I just don't see how it'd be 4 legs.
Here's
and
what
2
I'm gonna
arms.
throw out, and
on both male and female horses, their belly button is 3 to 4 inches in front of their genitalia.
yeah, just like a dog's.
That's a shocker. Yeah, so
I think belly buttons everywhere, just north of the genitalia.
well, more than 4 inches. Well, mine's not now because my belly hangs. My belly hangs a little lower now than it used to be. But yeah, probably on an infant or something.
Dave, I just want to clear the air on this topic. You didn't get into any kind of recreational drug use. Okay.
No, this was.
What was it today that I asked him? Was it today that I asked him if he smoked his lunch?
Yeah.
That's part of topic
And
2.
he said, no, just leftover tacos.
Oh shit. No, I mean, on
I
the whole,
think the half man, so like the centaur, like the half man, half horse. But when I think of, so the horse thing and the centaur, like that's pretty wild. I think it's like, was it the Old Spice commercial? There's one on, and a couple of these other there's taboo type deals. But do you remember the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe? Mm-hmm. You remember that show where the Chronicles of Narnia?
I remember the books, like pretending to read them. In
Right. So there was a half man, half goat
I think those are it's another tar.
Yeah.
A minotaur is a bull, is a cow and a person.
Minotaur.
Minotaur.
Because it's on, what was that movie, Role Models? Not Role Models. With
I don't know.
But the goat people, they're just the rear hocks. They're
Yes,
the rear goat
half
legs.
man, half goat, and then they would say, "Oh, it's a fawn."
Oh, a fawn. F-A-U-N?
F-A-U-N. A fawn is a half human, half goat mythological creature
I believe they
appearing
play
in
the fife.
Greek and Roman mythology. But yeah, so like the fawn, they're just like the back ass, like the hawks.
Yeah, goat hawks with
Goat
a human
feet.
ass on, or,
Well,
human-
it's got a goat ass with a small goat
Yeah.
tail and goat hooves and its legs, but then it has like a human hands, but then they have like a
billy goat.
billy goat, a little, what was that?
The chin strap.
Yeah, the little
goatee.
little goatee, actually.
goat,
yeah,
yeah.
see where it comes from. And then, but they got little horns too, like little button horns. I don't really know if I'm in on the Minotaur because, like, if I was a Minotaur, I would want, of course, be like a male Minotaur, with a horse unit. But I mean, like, I don't really know if they're getting the shaft or not, nor do I really maybe have any input in this topic at all, other than
It just seems to double up on stomachs and stuff, and I think that there's some weird piping that have to go on from that.
Dave, this is going to not surprise anybody. This is not going to surprise a single wanderer out there.
we're talking
But
about
I
the
am
inner
so-
workings of the digestional tract of a fucking Minotaur right now.
I'm so far out on this topic. Like, you could have just let me, go out for a smoke break or something.
What class, Casey, what class in high school would we have learned about Greek mythology?
Probably
or
literature.
would it have been with that? Yeah, I was
Yeah,
probably
probably a
shitting a
literature
lot in
class.
that. I was probably taking a lot of dumps.
A lot of hallway passes.
I need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Turns out I probably didn't get very good marks in that. What shows? Are there any famous minotaurs that jump out at you?
Centaurs.
Yeah.
Centaurs?
Weston's been into this show. I think it was books too, but now it's movies. Percy Jackson, I think.
Oh yeah, Max has
And
got to shoot.
they
some
got
of those.
some centaurs in there. And now you got me thinking if a centaur isn't the horse.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, Pegasus.
No, that's a flying horse.
Yeah. No. I don't know. I just googled famous centaurs, and it says Chiron was a trainer of the heroes. Well, he was very skilled in archery.
Okay, yeah. So that's the horse ones because they're
Yeah.
typically
Yeah.
Harry Potter. There's some centaur. They're all archers in that one.
Yeah. Damn. I think it would be cool to be like half horse and be able to shoot a bow. You could run real fast.
Yeah.
And then, like, you could, if you killed a big old buck, you could holler on your ass there on your back like a hobby horse, Be kind of neat. Trying to make the best of this smoke. Really doing great. Who is the most famous centaur? It would be this Chiron, Chiron, the most famous in Greek mythology. Chiron, Homer called him the most righteous of the centaurs, and he was one of the wildest and wisest beings in the Greek myth.
Still doesn't tell me.
He was the teacher of Achilles, Hercules, Perseus, Theseus, and a series of other Greek heroes.
Percy Jackson.
Perseus. There it is. See? And Greek hero and deities. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really wild shit in Greek mythology that I wish I would have paid a little bit more attention.
I think they drank a lot of that tea that made you see a lot of things.
You think
Yeah,
so?
because they
Like ayahuasca?
would have
Yeah.
thought about the digestive system.
This
As a real
ayahuasca
thing.
doesn't grow in Greece.
Maybe
That's like
it
an
did back then.
Amazonian jungle type shit.
They
ain't it?
figured it out. Poppy. They probably so high on heroin didn't matter.
Heroin. Whoops. I stuck my straw in my nose there.
But anyway, that was my thought of the
No, it's something to really
First,
wonder about. I'm sure.
I guarantee you that there's going to be people to listen to that and really
some
want to
input.
want to lock in on it.
Yeah.
Really do a lot of Googling.
well, I mean, it's
just
just
to have something for everybody.
yeah, and I appreciate
I'm
it.
sure we have a really pro centaur audience.
Yeah, we probably do.
Yeah. I'm sure
I
they're all into
think
it.
we probably had a few fans that knew some of those famous people you were talking about.
I guarantee you that. Yeah.
We have a world-class listening base.
I'd say my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, my brother-in-law, like they're a bunch of weirdos like that. They would probably know. They would probably know about that. Yeah. My wife, she doesn't listen, but she's all in on all that shit.
Janelle probably, she's kind of into that fantasy.
She's
land
into the
stuff.
horses. God dang it. We should have brought her on to talk about the horse digestive system.
Yeah.
And how that would could potentially tie into the
Centaur.
colonal track of a centaur, man.
How do we connect that plumbing?
Yeah, like where does the shit, boy, I bet that's a long-ass tube. When you're
Oh, man, I
talking
tell
about
you
them
what,
pipes.
I bet it
would you
takes a
eat-
while to see it after you eat it.
Now, would you eat grass or human food?
Oh, God,
See,
no.
that's
You'd
what
eat
I'm
real
thinking.
food, yeah.
But the horse
I'm
stomach ain't
not
cut
just
out for
just
it.
because I got a horse ass and a horse cock. I'm not going out and eating a bale of fescue. Like I'm going to tie into some, hot wings or other deviled eggs or
good old horse steak.
yeah. I butchered this horse last Tuesday, fixing she was ready to turn. You remember that?
Well, you gotta figure.
What
that-
about the?
The gallop?
Wouldn't that be neat to just gait around?
Yeah,
you
but
could
I
just-
think you would fall over. You'd have to have a really strong core.
Well, they've all got pretty good abs. I
Yeah,
think,
but
those
what
centaurs.
about centaur? I'd be out on that. I'd be the fattest.
Look like a wiener dog.
Yeah, an unbalanced centaur. God damn! Did you see
Just
the
the back feet?
Did you see the saddlebags on that son of a bitch? I would have to, with my gargantuous horse member and then the big haunches of the horse, I would be more leveled out. But yeah, being able to gallop around and then I don't know about the shoes. I would want to
I suppose you could shoe yourself if you had
hands.
hands.
God bless America. But how would you get to the?
The back ones?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you might need a buddy
I would
system.
definitely
flexible.
I would get pissed off if somebody would trim my tail because if the horse flies would get up in there, I wouldn't want that.
I feel like the mane's another weird part because the mane's on the neck. So does your hair grow all the way down your
No,
spine? Or
see
does it just
that the-
pick
your
back?
mane
Oh
would-
no, they don't have a mane because they ain't got no neck.
Your mane would be negated.
Yeah, you cut the whole mane out there.
Yeah. So right there at the like at the breastplate, the brisket of said horse is where your abs would start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go for the
We
pause
only
for a
got
cost.
we only got 4 minutes left. We could probably keep going here if we needed to.
Yeah.
But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the pause for the cause. Introducing our pause for the cause, sponsored by Maxie's Barbershop. Jay Maxey, with over 20 years of experience, is committed to developing and delivering exceptional service to his clients. At Maxie's Barbershop, you'll enjoy a classic barbershop experience with variety of services, including traditional haircuts, beard trims, and much more. What's even better is you don't need to book an appointment, as Maxie's Barbershop welcomes walk-ins. With a convenient location on 13th Street in Huntingburg, it's never been easier to fit a visit into the barbershop into your very, very busy schedule. So go see Jay Maxey at Maxie's Barbershop and tell him the Dutchman sent you. We'll be right back. Hey!
We're back.
And we're back, boys and girls. Thanks
We are
to
back.
Jay Maxey at Maxie's Barbershop for helping us out with that pause for the cause.
Guess
Go-
who's back?
Go see him.
Back again.
Get your hair did.
We are back for hour 2.
Here we go.
and hour 2
is brought to you by.
Dang it. I had the rhythm and everything, and he just.
Dang it!
Smacked her down.
Catering by Meyer.
Give me some of them buffalo wings.
Where exceptional food and outstanding services meet. Owned and operated by Brad Brown and Jared Feltner, our team is dedicated to providing you and your guests with a memorable culinary experience. From the 1-inch pork chops to the honey fried chicken breast, our menu is full of mouth-watering favorites and expertly crafted pairings. Their commitment to quality is evident in every dish they create. Using only the freshest ingredients, every bite is packed with flavor. And with their exceptional service, you can relax and enjoy your event knowing that everything is taken care of. If you're looking for a catering service that will make your event truly unforgettable, look no further than our friends at Catering by Meyer.
Yeah. And I think as we are into baseball season and we get down to League Stadium,
there's some stuff coming down the line.
Catering by Meyer is your official food provider there for the Dubois County Bombers.
Bombers baseball, which I can't wait, by the way.
Do you think we could get a Wondering Dutchman night?
Duh.
Okay.
I think we need to work that out.
Duh.
Have their people call our people.
Yeah, we'll have our people get a hold of them, and then their people we can work all that out.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be great if they were fans
Yeah.
first and then go from there. But yeah.
Ready?
Did we just get to announce baseball or something for an inning?
Oh, my God.
Sing the 7th inning stretch.
Take me out to the ball. He's got a Cubbies cup. Even though we're
me out to
anti-Cubs
the
fans.
crowd.
I'm not a big Cubs fan at all.
Buy me some peanuts
Hey!
and Cracker Jack.
Harry Carey.
I don't care
Remember that?
if we ever get back, so let's root
here
for
comes.
the Cubbies. If
I'm
they don't win,
Well,
it's a shame.
thanks for tuning in this week, folks.
For it's 1,
God.
2,
We're really going the
3
whole way with
strikes,
this.
you're out of the old ball game.
Jesus Christ, that's terrible.
Let's go, Cubs. Score some runs. And we're back.
Here we go. Now that that's over.
People are going to say,
That's
was that
terrible.
David Allen Smoker singing?
No.
Like,
God,
no.
no.
It's
What
me.
a disgrace.
Oh, my gosh. That's a uncalled
Poison
for.
ivy is my next topic. My next topic is poison ivy and thereof poison plants. Guys, it is time where the poisonous plants are coming back in full force. The Urshiol epidemic, I'll call it, is more prevalent this time of year than ever, and I have already got it on my genitalia, and I'm not happy about it.
Oh, man.
And it's always because you know how many times I've heard the old, well, goddamn, quit rolling around in the weeds with your pants down. It's not from that.
That actually is probably the most logical explanation for you, though. But, it's okay.
It's not. So Josh Shirley bailed me out the other day. Had a tree uproot. Remember the big one we cut up? And it laid over and stuff. And then right before, they're getting ready to hitch up the old, get the ponies ready to put the seeds in the ground.
Hey, there's a lot of seed going in the ground over Ferdinand Way.
Yeah, there's a bunch of seed going in the ground here, too. But it was to the point where I'm like, hey, Shirls, I need your help getting rid of this gargantuous root wad in my front yard. And he's like, yeah, we need to do it now or it won't get done until like August before we get ready to start planting.
Hold on. Farmers work 3 weeks in the spring and 3 weeks in the fall.
Oh, boy.
I'll say it.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
Anyway, so we came over, got the root wad, got rid of it, moved another log, but with me moving, like I hooked a chain up. All I did was hook a chain around a log that was laying on the ground that probably had a little bit of mysterious vinage growing on it that it appeared to be dead. And I guess I had it on my hands, and
Went to take a piss later?
Stay hydrated, took a piss, and that's all she wrote.
So
with that being said, I get poison ivy terribly, and I know a lot of people that do. Like I'm itching now just thinking about it. What are your remedies? Do you get it? Are you allergic? What's your deal?
So I didn't get it for a long time. I remember my grandpa telling me he was that way too. Never had it. He'd always jump right in it, never bothered him. And then like mid-30s, all of a sudden he got it out of nowhere. And I feel like that's probably early 30s is when I started getting it. So since we moved to Holland, I had a very similar situation. I was just ripping it all off the back of the house because I never got it before, So I was just grabbing it, ripping stuff off, staying hydrated, took a leak, and let me tell you, I'm allergic now. But since then, like you get it on your hands, not your gentles. I wouldn't suggest this remedy for your gentles. But you start to dry up and crack open and take like some acetone and dump in there. Seems to dry it out pretty good.
There are so many ways to get rid of it that are absolutely terribly detrimental to your health. But it comes to a point where that like pain, pleasure, get it off of me. I don't give a shit what it takes to get rid of it. Like that comes into play. I'm talking bleach, ether. Ether will get it. I'd take a steel wool or like a scouring pad and get that open and then just shoot that sumbitch with ether. Take it like starting fluid is what I'm referring to.
You know, someday they're going to look back on history.
Yeah.
And the chapter that is Big Mace is just going to be an interesting one.
Yeah. I hope it is.
I can't wait till they make our movie.
Yeah. Or
Jesus.
hey, which by the way, we got a guy that knows how to do some screenwriting, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But no, do you get it, Casey?
Kind of very similar to Big Smoke. Like, I never had issues with it when I was younger. And even now, like, if I run into it, like, I'll get, like, a spot here or there. And I'm like, well, that's not a mosquito bite. And then it just, I don't get it, like, all over. Like, it very finite points. But I'm also very quick to, when I get done outside, like, quick into the shower, like, I don't dilly-daddle around.
I think that's the ticket. So Hornet, our next door neighbor, is a big proponent. He gets it terribly as well. Like we both get it awful. And he was like, I actually keep a bottle of Dawn dishwashing soap in my shower. And I was like, yeah, because if you think about it, the Urushiol oil
Yeah.
is what everybody's allergic to. And it's like grease.
Yeah.
It's invisible grease. Just imagine you get a wad of grease on your hands. It's everywhere. You can't just wipe it off. You have to use some sort of degreasing agent to get it off of you.
Yeah.
Dawn dishwashing fluid, Gojo, whatever you have you. You know what I mean?
Blaster.
PB Blaster. Well, I don't know, ether maybe, but carb cleaner, whatever. But so I found this product, which is not a pain plug, by the way, and it's expensive as shit. But it's called Zanfel, Zanfel, and it is like pumicey, scratchy shit that you have to do like a witch doctor remedy with to get her warmed up, and then you scrub said area and then rinse it off. But that's the only thing that I found that's actually works pretty good, other than going to the doctor and getting a steroid shot.
Yeah.
Because that's usually what I have to do.
Now, Papa Frank, you could burn it. And if you were burning like a log and it had some on it.
My eyes have swelled shut sitting around a campfire before.
Yeah.
Because of that. I have been the worst I could ever remember getting it. I think I was in 7th grade. And we went to a Southridge varsity football game, I do believe, at South Spencer, or it may have been Heritage Hills. Either one. So two very similar fields, grass, both, visitor side, brain fart, bleachers, and I think it was Heritage Hills after further review. But there was a big ass tree that was kind of behind the bleachers. That was
No, that'd have to have been South Spencer.
okay. Then there it is.
Because Heritage Hills, I don't think there's anything back there.
Well, this
for
was
like a long
this
ways.
was when we were in 7th grade. So
Yeah, I mean, because South Spencer though, because you're right there.
are there batting cages close to South Spencer's visitor side, and like its own little concession stand and bathroom thing?
Here's the biggest way to tell the difference.
Okay.
Were you right on top of the football field, or was there a track in between?
I don't remember.
That would be.
I wasn't playing at that point. I was playing football with my buddies back behind the bleachers, and the ball went into said tree base, and I fetched this ball, and we were sweaty because we're little kids.
I get it. You're hustling.
Throwing football.
Well, little would be.
Yeah, not
easy.
little. But anyway, I had it all. My eyes swelled shut. I had it in my mouth. I had it in my nose, all down my side, on my genitals, like everywhere you could imagine. Like I was a walking ball of poison ivy. I had to go get like 3 rounds of steroid shots. I had to get like an eye drop thing. I still never forget, I was Miss Broniker's class.
Yeah.
God rest her soul, by the way. She was an awesome teacher. She passed away, yeah.
When was that?
It's been a while. It's been a while ago. But her, I couldn't see the chalkboard because she took notes. She was like the queen of science notes. And my eye was completely swelled shut. You look puzzled.
Well, I didn't know. I didn't realize how long. Has it been a while?
Yeah, a little bit. A couple years, maybe 2 years, a year. Anyway, but my eye was it was terrible. Like it was awful. That one really sticks out. And then one recently, more so recently, I think I was still working at the mine, so it had to have been 4 years ago. I was wearing Crocs and shorts, and
at the mine.
Huh?
At the mine?
No, at home.
Oh.
I just remember I was at the mine because it was so bad that after work I had to go after work at Linville and went to Newburgh to like the Minute Clinic. And some guy, it was an Oriental feller, the doctor on staff that day, and was like, "You need to stay out of weeds now."
Yeah.
You know where I was coming, but like you can't do that no more. Because it was like. You could see, like poison ivy shows up in lines, like the line rash. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. It looked like I had been whipped on the back of my calves, and then like the holes on your Crocs. Like you could see like the pattern of the holes in my Crocs where the rash was.
Yeah,
it was terrible. Like in between your toes, it's awful, man.
This may not come as a surprise, but I'm not known for being this extravagant outdoorsman, and the best way to avoid ticks and to avoid poison ivy and
just
to
don't
avoid
go
all
outside.
That shit. No, don't say it like that.
Okay.
I enjoy being outside.
Don't go outside.
I don't go running through the underbrush unprepared.
Don't go wallering in the weeds with your damn pants down, you dipshit.
That's true.
My grandpa Bill used to be able to rip it off the wall barehanded.
Wild Bill.
He was
not your son, Wild Bill.
No, he was a wildcat. Grandpa Bill was a wildcat.
Oh yeah. So, my second topic, kind of in tune with this weekend that we just had, and I didn't know if any of you would put it together, but achieving feats of physical accomplishment. This is going to sound weird, and I wish, we'll have Chase back on to talk about it.
Right.
He's still recuperating a little bit. He had, some things going on. And
he said it. I texted him on Easter and wished him a happy Easter and asked how he was feeling. I said, "How you feeling, champ?" He said, "I actually feel pretty good, but my feet are pretty effed up still."
Yeah.
Did you see his pictures? His family photos for Easter? He had flip-flops on, and both of his pinky toes were wrapped up in white. And I'm like, poor guy.
Yeah. But it was so cool, like, being there. I've never been one to think about going for a run for a half marathon or a marathon.
Day, I just went for
like
a little
10K.
run.
And I've done 3 or 4 sprint distance tries, but they're nothing where there's like this. It's not like a 70.3, which is the big one. It's a half Ironman, and then the full Ironman, which is 140.6, which is a marathon and long ass bike ride and a long ass swim. But like, it's crazy because like that was a goal. Like when we sat down with Chase and we did that in depth with him, like this was a goal. Like I've always wanted to do this. And like we watched, like we kind of, like our sponsorship of Chase is not like this big financial thing because he's not got anything out of it.
No.
Which is going to change because, cool announcement. We were working on a Dutchman Marathon training team shirt.
Yes.
That is going to be all proceeds go to
our Boston trip.
Chase's Boston trip.
Boston trip.
Well, yeah, we'll get that figured out. But we're going to
take some logistics.
We're going to have to sell the shit out of those. But so I don't know. Like it was just so cool because like we're watching. Because I remember because you and I moved up kind of the chute a little bit, and like we're watching the time. Like we're like, where's he at?
I know.
Like where's he at?
Yeah.
Like, we got to get this is going to be close. And I'm like, Smoke, I don't see him. Smoke, do you like a half a mile away looking over at the gas station? Like,
if I looked at my watch once, I looked at it 50,000 times. And then I had the app pulled up and it's got the tracker, which their bibs had trackers on the back of it. And I'm like, what's he doing? Like, where,
Like,
what
where'd he
are
get
we,
lost?
What are we doing?
Well,
Did he
and-
take a wrong turn?
And like the crazy thing of it is, like, I didn't realize Cody Thompson and his fiance were standing right freaking behind us.
Yeah, and they said that they ran like 1.5 miles to get from where they had first like said, "Hey, let's go,"
Yeah.
to the finish line where we were at. So Cody Thompson was like dripping ass,
Yeah,
sweaty
yeah.
wet, And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Goddamn, where'd you come from?"
And it was crazy. And so like, like to watch him come through, and you could just see like he was drained.
Oh, dude.
And we might have not been with him on any training thing. We might not have been anywhere. But I know that day at the starting lineup, we were there. I know that we were there at the half marathon point. I know we were there at mile 20. And I know that we were there at the end for him. And I like to think that like he felt, I mean, because he said at Houston, like,
Yeah.
I didn't want to like, you guys helped keep, and
Yeah.
like we were very in tune, and his parents, like his support there with his parents and his brother and the Nelsons.
Yeah.
Like that was amazing because they were like, he's struggling. We're going to go see him at
Yeah.
22. And
Yeah.
we're like, all right, well,
we'll go
we're
back.
going to the finish line.
That's
and
right.
we'll move up and spread out there.
Yeah.
When he gets up the chute, and then we'll all see each other at the finish line.
He told us 50 times that, like, man, you guys you're pushing up, like your support means so much. And I'm like, I mean, it kind of feels like he has to say that, what I mean? Like, shut up, God damn it, man. But I like I said, to reiterate on when we were at the beginning of the show, we talked about it. It's like, I have never seen that is a raw testament, which I know it's like people always say, well, it's only a full marathon.
It's
You
26
You should go to the
miles.
ultras. You should go to the ultras. You should go to some of these big Ironman and stuff like that. But the sheer integrity and the capacity of a human body,
Yeah.
like that, I've never seen anything like that.
And I mean,
I think that was freaking nuts.
And
man.
to put it in perspective, he ran a mile pace. His average pace was about 6:27, 6:37 for 26 of those.
yeah,
So I challenge anybody listening to this.
Yeah.
Go grab your local treadmill.
yeah,
Or go ahead and set the timer. Get your mile distance figured out. And then go try to run it in 6:37.
and I think
and then
Do it
and then
26
26
times in a
more
row.
times.
yeah. Another thing a lot of those guys were saying too was like that. So that like in this particular marathon, it was all on asphalt.
Yeah.
All on asphalt and concrete, which they say is awful. It's terrible.
Yeah.
They say that like it's just so tolling on your knees, and it's that solid surface run is not good.
Well, and
you want to know the craziest thing about this whole thing, which we looked at it when we were standing there. So we watched him take off,
Yes.
and then we kind of loitered around in the area.
Well, because we wanted to get our boy Arlo across the finish
we got
line.
our and you peed in your pants a little bit, so then we had to sit there and wait
really?
on your
You
pants.
know, I was
going
going to let yours go.
Oh no, I pissed my
discussed on the
pants during that.
interview.
Yeah, I peed all over. I had to do a wardrobe
To set
change.
the stage, I was in shorts and Hey Dudes.
Yeah.
And a very breathable top because I asked about throwing another layer on.
Oh.
And the big fella over there with the mustache goes, "Come on, we ain't got time. Let's go."
Princess wanted to bring his whole suitcase down there with us because he
Not
was afraid
true.
of getting cold. Which,
So
by
it
the way,
was a-
we were all underdressed because
So
it was cold as shit.
It
when
was
they
a little
started.
chilly. And you
Yeah.
go into the Porta John. Hands
Hey,
are cold. Everything's
This
cold.
didn't need to go this
Like it
far.
happened.
Like I just said, you tinkled on your pants, and we had to sit there and wait for it to
Yeah,
dry.
but it's
So
how you
anyway,
said it.
long story short, Arlo comes in, but while we were waiting on Arlo to finish, while we were waiting on Arlo to finish, they started the half.
Yeah.
The 5K, the 10K, and the half, they all started at the same time.
No. The 5 and the 10K started.
Then the half and,
then
whole.
the half.
The half and the whole
and then the
started
whole
10 minutes
started.
apart. That's right. You're
Yeah.
right. Okay. While we were waiting on Arlo to finish his 10K, about, what's 17 minus 4?
17 minus 4 is 13.
Yeah, so 13 minutes prior to Arlo's finish of his 10K, some absolute beast of a human
Yeah, had to be doping.
finished the half marathon in 1 hour and 4
Jesus.
minutes.
It was
That is,
insane.
Justy and I did the math, and that is
4 minute mile, 4:20.
4.9 minutes per mile for 13.1 miles. That's an average speed of
It's like 11 miles an hour.
11 and some change mile an hour consistently for
As a human.
13 miles.
And then like he did not look fatigued.
And
at
the
end.
thing is like, so I may or may not have done a
And
little.
I think it was a little hilly.
Yeah.
I don't think it was just like a.
No, Chase said that the half, that front part was a little, it had some terrain to it. But that's why a lot of people choose the Carmel, because it's pretty flat. It runs pretty fast. But yeah, this cat, I looked him up a little bit, did some research, because he had like a Great Britain shirt on or something. Turns out he was an Olympian. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. You could fact check me, but according to the Facebooks, like he had maybe spent a little time in the Olympic stables with this whole like ultra marathon, super sprint thing. But shout out to the pace guy, by the way.
Yeah, the pace guy.
Huge on the pace guy.
We were big dorks, and because as these guys are running by, you're like, "Hey, great job!
Keep
hey,
going.
keep it up." And then like they're just like, nah, they're throwing water cups at you, or
Yeah, like,
you know,
shut
really,
up, you
we
fat
should
bastard.
we should have been mic'd up the entire time because it would have been great commentary.
Yeah.
But like
Here
the
comes
Pacers,
number 21 running around the corner here. Number 664 here coming down.
Yeah. So the pacer guy for the 3 hour, and so Chase talked about his strat, and like we haven't talked about this. He executed his race strategy perfectly,
Thoroughly, yeah.
Like he was very much like, hey, I want to be in that 3 hour group, but he set out and he was out front of that 3 hour group all the way through.
Yeah. So for people that don't know anything about marathon running or anything like that,
Not that we're experts.
Yeah,
Which is just behind us.
yeah. So like you're 2 rows behind us. There are people that run this race.
Neon green.
Neon green. They got a big stick that they hold, that they run with the entire time, that says 3 hours. Like,
Yeah.
and
3
then on the
hours,
back,
5 minutes. There's a bunch of them.
whatever. Like, and they have a shirt that says Pacer. And the guy, so we talked to the guy, which, by the
stud.
way, unbelievable human being.
155th.
He was 42
marathon.
years old, and that was his 155th full marathon.
And he said it was his.
his fastest was in Detroit, which is Casey's like, yeah, I guarantee everybody runs fast in Detroit, which is funny. But
Well, but he said this was his, out of 155, this was like his, like he's ran a third of those under 3 hours.
yeah, like he paces, and that's what he said. You get
2 minutes.
This is a 2 minute window, so like you're guaranteed to finish what 2:58
To
2 hours,
30.
58 minutes to 3 hours.
to 3 hours.
Yeah.
So it's always under, and like so like. Going back to this, like every time everybody would run through, hey, good job, runner. Great job, runner. Keep it up. Keep
Yeah.
trucking, girl. You're doing a great job, girl, or whatever. And then the pace guy comes.
Yeah,
through.
pace guy comes
And
and
then
it's like,
we-
come on, pacer! And he's like, this was at like the 13, this was at the halfway point.
yeah. And then we went out to 20 and
Yeah.
Truth be told, I mean, he was like cooling down, but he looked pretty good for just.
he looked like
running
he
a-
could probably run to the parking lot and
Yeah,
then
like-
head on back to get a beer or something.
Yeah, and he
was
and he
insane.
said like good pacers are hard to find, so he always gets invited back.
Yeah.
And then I almost want to say like, what kind of sucks for you because you don't qualify? And I was like, he's like, no,
they
He's
do.
like, I did. I came in at 2:09 or 2:59, and I
Yeah.
was like,
Oh yeah.
oh, that's
So you
right.
make it.
And he's like, yeah, so I'm already in. He's like, it.
He said, but am I going to go to Boston? No, because
Yeah.
I've
'cause
already
he
done
ran
it.
that race. His is always a week after Carmel.
because I've already raced it. Like
Yeah.
I've already ran it a few times.
And for us, so I understand, from what I understand, like obviously Boston Marathon is this weekend or next.
yeah, coming up here.
It's coming up here soon because I think they run it on a Monday. I don't know why I think they run it on a Monday, but I
It is
think
a
they
Monday.
do. So he said, so like, he's like, well, your eligibility is good for like next year's
yeah.
race. And he's like, so that way, like everybody that qualified today, you're not expected to go run Boston.
Yeah, you don't have to
week later.
turn and burn.
Yeah, that you got a year. But I just wanted to think of like, something like that is a physical accomplishment. Like
So-
Chase set that goal, went after it, but like, would there be one that you guys could think of? Like,
For me, I think 2 of them jump out at me, and I think it's just backpacking things, like summits that I have made. Like one we summited the the Tooth of Time, and then like we summited a couple other like not super crazy high elevation peaks out in New Mexico when we went backpacking out there as a kid. And then another one was just not too long ago, back in November, when me and my wife went to
North Carolina.
Yeah, over to the Appalachians, and we actually summited Mount Mitchell that day, and that is the highest elevation point in that whole mountain range, you know, and east of the Mississippi River for that matter.
In the Blue Ridge Mountains?
Yeah, but I mean, it was, you know, just some of those things. I mean, yeah, it might have been a paved walkway and all that shit, you know what I mean? But some of the other stuff wasn't, you know what I mean? And it was like that for me after, you know, being morbidly obese, number one, and then after 5 knee surgeries and shit like that, like those little subtle wins, you know what I mean? Like,
So
I'm proud of that.
Is there anything like you would want to do, like if you started training for now?
I'm not going to Everest because I'll die. But yeah, like I'd lose 100 pounds and run a 10K maybe. Dave said he wanted to run a 10K for his 40th birthday, and I told him he was nuts. But I don't know.
Smoke, what about
I don't know.
you?
I could do it.
I don't know. For some reason, I always think that I'll just run one of them 10Ks. It's only 6 miles. And so that's why I told Mesa to come back. It's like, maybe I'll just work until next September. Surely there's a 10K in September somewhere next year.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
We could find one.
Right in the heat of it all. Just see what the hell happens.
Man, turns out I didn't know that because you know, like we all thought. I mean, yeah, just blowing you a little shit about being cold the other morning, but like I kind of wish I would have packed some pants because I was not slightly but thoroughly chilled at that. You know,
And those runners like, it could be a little cooler.
yeah, and I was like, and the dude,
Yeah,
that,
Chase's dad was like, "It's a great day to
Yeah,
run." We're
like
like,
old-
"What are you talking about?"
old Poopy Pants was running
Yeah.
shirtless. Like
By
it's
the
not that
way-
he started the race
Yeah.
shirtless.
Well-
and like I was freezing my bag off,
Yeah.
you know. And they're like, "Oh no, dude, this is the perfect weather to run in." And I was like, "It's kind of chilly, don't you think that'd stove you up a little bit?" And they're like, "No, because the heat causes you to sweat
faster.
more and fatigue more, and then you cramp more, and it's just a potent cocktail." That's what happened to our boy down in Houston. He
Houston.
sweated
It's hot.
more
It's
and
like 80 degrees.
Yeah, and cramped up.
Yeah. So I think the one like physical, like the feet, like I would love to do a full Ironman. Cause see, like
Holy
I don't know.
shit.
Well, cause I don't know that I have, and I say that, and then I'm like, I don't know if I'd want to just do the run. I like the 3 disciplines because I swim and bike a hell of a lot better than I run. But
yeah.
again, kind of like to your point, like if I drop 100 pounds and start training, like, but I just think like there's something that's the ultimate, and there's some flat races you can go to, like Panama City. So the orthopedic surgeon locally that trained, because the big one for them out there is in Hawaii.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
out in I want to say Kona, but I think it is right.
Kona Ice.
No, it's
Oh.
the island and the actual. That's the big. That's the
Tiger's blood.
Big, that's the big
That's my flavor.
That's the big triathlon. That's like the Holy Grail, and you have qualifying times that you have to hit, similar to
Yeah.
Boston.
Yeah.
And so he would go down to Panama City, which is ran in like January or February, and so then he would.
Oh, God.
He would qualify for Kona, which is
Still
in the
pretty
fall.
chilly down there then.
Yeah, but I mean, they're in their wetsuits, and then the run is just fine, and the bike is just fine, but it's flat. Generally, not too mad. You know, there's a lot of strategy behind it. But buddy in law school, his brother, I don't know if he did a 140.6. He might have done a half iron, but I still think it would be
Half iron.
it'd be cool to do. I think that would be the one for me.
You want to know something else that I noticed about all that shit? Which, by the way, that's absolutely unfathomable to think that you would do that.
The crazy thing of it is
Because
like,
that is 140 miles, Casey.
Yeah, I know.
You have like a week to do that, or 2 days, 3
you
days.
know the worst part about it, like you read those
Wouldn't
training.
a swim suck? Do you swim in non-current water? I can only imagine,
No,
like if you're
that's an
doing that,
open water swim.
that whole ocean shit. Jesus Christ! Could you imagine if you were at a double red that day? You might as well freaking sink
Not
the
for me.
anchor, bud.
Not for me.
Every person that we saw, this goes in, going back to like the preparation of all this shit. Which everybody that's listened to this, that's like either a competitive runner or just like, are one of those like weird people that need to get their head checked that run for fun.
Yeah.
Every person that we saw that I saw, and I noticed post race, their sweat dried white, like crystally white.
It's all the salt and
It is,
electrolytes.
because that's what Dylan was saying. That little special potion that they had in the old olive oil shooter bottles that Chase was drinking out of on the race. He's like, yeah, it's just water, but like it's got a bunch of shit in it.
Yeah.
You know, like legal shit, you know, not like horse tranquilizers and epinephrine and go fast.
Well, the horse tranquilizers would be bad for us.
Yeah, that we wouldn't want to do that. Yeah. But like I just noticed like the pacer guy, like he had it all over him.
Yeah.
You know,
almost like it got done eating a powdered donut.
Yeah, like
but we know that wasn't the case.
Yeah, it was all over his. Yeah, that sumbitch ain't had a powdered donut in 25 years.
Yeah,
but like it was all, you know. But it was, yeah. And Justine was like, "Yeah, dipshit." It's because all of the sodium content that's in all of that stuff, so their body can retain
as much water
as it possibly can, and then when it comes out, it's just like straight like a salt lick. Yeah. I bet Chase would have been a salty bastard. That's kind of weird, but I don't know. There's just a lot of shit that goes into that, and I think it's wild.
Yeah, Smoke. What do you got here to finish this off?
Oh, changing gears again.
This ties into what would happen if I ran a marathon.
Or did you change again from that?
No.
Okay.
So I was sitting there today doing some research on my lunch break there about burial plots. I changed my mind.
What would happen if I ran the marathon? Yeah.
So I've changed my mind. There for a long time, I thought I wanted cremated.
Yeah.
Because I thought it'd be cool to pass me out in like little CVS keychain pill bottles. You know, to like free while supplies last type of thing.
Limited.
Everybody go get a piece of smoke.
But now I think I changed my mind and I want buried. But I decided I don't want embalmed and I don't want it in a burial vault or a coffin. I just want my carcass thrown in a dirt hole so I can go back to nature.
Remember that you are dust, and to dust you shall return.
Yeah, but you got to be in the ground for that to matter.
Yeah,
I feel like that's what's wrong with the world. Ain't enough people getting soaked back into the circle of life.
Well, they do. What did we look into? The pods. What the hell did we see?
The trees.
Yeah, the tree thing.
The tree pods.
But what I found out today is Indiana is one of 3 states that have banned. Apparently, everywhere else except Indiana and 2 other states.
Natural burials.
You can just bury your happy ass in your backyard if you want, and it's no big deal.
I know for a fact there's a guy up in Washington, Indiana, that's buried like in a fence row, and they don't even really have a. He was involved in a very gruesome murder back in the day, and that was like a thing. Like when they, it was like a part of his punishment. Like he wasn't worthy enough to be put into a cemetery.
Well, because there is a religious aspect to the proper burial in a sacred place.
Yeah,
that there is that belief that you need to be buried in a sacred place, because if not, your body just rests and you're in chaos. You're not in that sacred place. So that's why that would bury that sumbitch out back. That was involved.
Well,
in something.
that's what, and then like the graveyard that they all got fences around them because the witches can't get in. Like on Hocus Pocus. Like when
unless you leave the door open.
Billy had his head cut off, and his mouth sewed shut. Like the sisters couldn't get him because he was in the fence there.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, to your point, Smoke, and I hated to ruin what you had going on, because I know that there was some mayoral talk, and I had to ruin that for you.
Yeah,
some of these other
real
things.
Wet blanket.
Yeah, I am. But statutorily in the state of Indiana, they have made it a part of the Indiana code that, like, for all of these
family cemeteries.
Well, all of these cemeteries that are post whatever the date would be,
1937, I think.
Yeah, that it's basically
does homework.
Yeah, I know. You have to have a trust set up. So, like for Fairmont Cemetery, there is a trust that manages that, and there has to be enough money, because the goal. And I get what you're saying. You ought to be able to just go out back and bury somebody, but one of it is the sanitary conditions of doing that.
Oh yeah,
because you would, the other thing of it is, you don't necessarily like have.
You got to get pretty deep, or the damn coyotes will dig you up.
Yeah.
Well,
Really, just
but
lay
see, that
waste
was the
and
old
wall
thing.
our ass. That's some bitch to be eating on me for a week.
But the old thing about that though is that's when they used to bury you in a shallow grave. That was all about.
Yeah.
The critters were going to come get you.
Oh, yeah.
That was
Pushing
another
up
way
daisies.
to do that. So, but some of it is like the old homestead place isn't what it once was.
Oh, no.
People buy and sell real estate. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Hey, well, yeah, we're gonna bury old smoke back out back, but then 10 years down the road, when if we sell the farm, we're gonna dig his dead ass up.
But
take
you know
him
what I
with
mean?
us.
Like some of those, there's no telling how many old little home cemetery plots
Yeah, I
have been
bought this
lost.
farm about 5 years ago, and truth be told, there's a couple Uncle Louis back there in the corner.
Couple bodies back there. So yeah, that's why they do it. But I mean, I get why you, from your perspective, why. But then I also see like there is it needs to be regulated to an extent to where you don't have, because could you imagine you went in to go dig your pool in and you dug up the former owners?
Oh God!
You know what I mean? Like that's how it would happen. Then you'd have a
you're
bigger
supposed
problem.
to tell
on your hands.
people about that too if you find bodies.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, yeah.
Obviously, I mean, yes, yes, David, that is true. If we discover a human corpse, we will definitely
call 911.
alert the proper authorities if we
Yes.
find said remains.
I would do a
Yes.
lot of things for you, but I will not cover up.
I am not going to be an accessory to murder.
Yeah.
So do you plan your funeral? Like, do you have it figured out what you want to have happen?
I definitely want to be buried in a John boat. I know that. We've crossed that bridge about 15 times on the show already. And I've had several
Does
people.
your family know that?
Yeah, like my wife knows it, and then my great grandma knows, or my great grandma. I don't have any of those left, but my acting great grandmother-in-law, Mrs. Dina Toy, she actually after we talked about that on the episode, she sent me a link to a company that makes the John boat coffin casket thing there. But I don't know. Like I just everybody laughs, but I think if a guy had his own. Like if I had my last wish or something, I mean, so my parents just finished up doing all their stuff, getting everything squared away and getting all the legalities and the paperwork. Like when my brother was just home for Easter and some stuff like that to visit, and when my mom handed us both a big packet, that with detailing everything down to no stone left unturned type thing, because. God rest my grandparents' souls, but on my dad's side rather. But like my Wild Bill and Grandma Lois they probably roll over and give me the finger if they could. But like it was kind of like they just felt like they were never going to die. You know what I mean? So there was times where like those are things that you have to take care of. You know what I mean? Like I like sometimes flying by the seat of my pants. But if I could do everything I could do to kind of like prevent from hanging it in my kids' ass, I guess what you would say, to where they have to fight over it and deal with it and all that. I just get it done. You know what I mean? Take care of it. And I think I'm a big proponent for that. But yeah, so one of these days, I don't know, I want to get everything kind of squared away or at least get that ball rolling. I don't know if it's a thing where like you kind of jinxing yourself. Well, hell, I'm planning on checking out. Better head on into the old
man.
Yeah. But so I think getting that stuff and paying for it, getting it on a payment plan, kind of getting that stuff, getting the ball rolling on that, to where whenever you do check out, maybe if you've already got that paid for, look at Dave, here we go, getting all that stuff paid for. That way your kids don't have to dip into the kitty to pay you to get you in the dirt there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get thinking about it. But depending on how it comes up,
tough spot. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean I don't want to be embalmed.
Now, why is that? Why do people not want to get involved?
I feel like it just ruins I think that you're supposed to go back to the earth, and if you're pumped full of chemicals,
I don't even look at it like that. I think I look at it as, first off, the cost to embalm.
Don't some of them require it?
No.
yes,
Really?
not if you're in a bowl. I
Man, we need a
guess.
phone. We need
So,
a phone. We need
my
a phone
dad,
a friend here.
they could have, when he passed, they were fine with not embalming him, but then you can't do like any viewing.
Oh yeah, because
no,
you
you
stank.
can't.
Yeah,
You start getting
exactly.
get a funk to you.
So
So I get because of the vault though, you can because they're just going to seal you up in that concrete box and seal it shut anyway.
But I don't really seal it. They just set a lid on there.
Oh, yeah, packed full of dirt. It's mostly sealed.
Yeah, I guess.
I would say that if I had it my way, and my wife doesn't listen to the show, but don't want to be embalmed. I don't want a casket open because every single one that I have ever been to, you look down at that person and you're like, it's not a good look. Slap a picture up there with me and the kids, and if it's a vacation picture or beach, like something like that. I don't need an open casket anyways. And then haul me off, get me cremated, bring me back up there to St. Mary's, set me up there, say a few good words, and turn me out back. And hopefully, Janelle joins me someday. But, and I do, like if I was younger me, I want everybody, like I would want there to be money there to just go out and have one more big bang.
Seems like that people get, and I'm not no offense or not trying to poke here, but if you get cremated and then bury the ashes, that just seems like a lot of extra work.
Yeah, but it goes back to like
ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
No, it goes back to the part of you need to be like according. I don't know, somebody that might know better may, but I watched a YouTube video on it on the other day because it was one of those rabbit holes I got into.
Oh, I love them.
But it was that Father Mike Schmitz guy. He did the Bible in a year. He's I think he's out of like Duluth, Minnesota. And he did it where like when people, because the Catholic Church allows cremation, didn't allow it up to like the 1960s.
Really?
But they said culturally as it changed, they start to look at this and like the whole perception of it is that like you still need to be interned in sacred ground for when the good Lord comes back. That's the big thing because a lot of people want their ashes spread somewhere. But according to, I don't know if it would be a catechism or how they teach it, like they still want it to be interned.
Yeah. I'd say if I got cremated and then buried, the only really savings would be like the diesel fuel and the track hose savings. Like it wouldn't have to be such a big hole.
We could burn a wooden John boat and mix that with you.
Yeah.
And then that way,
I don't know. I feel like I would be like the eternal candle. As much fat I got on my ass, there's enough oil to keep that sumbitch rolling for at least a month.
To me, like, I don't know. I've always had that, like, just that weird. You just lay there for time. I don't know. Like to me,
I want decisions to be made. Dave, I think that's the. Do you have your funeral planned out?
Sounds like I just did plan mine, so maybe this has been good for that.
I want mine to be planned out. That way, all the decisions are over. Like my mom always gives me subtle hints. Like she's like, I don't want no damn flowers.
I'm gonna get Linda some flowers.
No, you don't. She'll haunt your ass to the day you check out. But she's like, I don't want no damn flowers. I don't. And she's like, always. Going out to the spirit in the sky. She wants that to be played.
To the spirit in the sky.
She wants that played and shit. And I was like, I think they're going to play Highway to Hell at mine, probably. You know what I mean? But
it's because you're a big AC/DC fan.
But there's a lot of quirky things that people do. And I've been involved in some pretty, I've drank beer at a funeral before. I've drank beer at a grave, at the cemetery before. I have heard Slipknot and Pantera play through the speakers at a funeral home before. Like I got a lot of really cool friends and unfortunately have checked out early and stuff like that. So I mean, I've seen.
We blew my buddy the fat man up, his ashes with like 20 pounds of tannerite.
Get the hell out of here.
In the creek bed there at his mom's house.
That's wild, man. You know what I mean? But the funny thing is like anything that you can do to memorialize people and it's all. It's awesome.
The worst part about it is I made that joke today. We went and picked up our taxes, and I was like, "You're like going to a funeral home, like never good news. Always owe money.
Just have to pay in.
Oh, of course.
That sucks.
But like, it's one of those deals. Like, I can remember when we were up there with Mom, and it was like less than 24 hours, and it's like, do you want this, and you want to do this, and you want to do that, and then you want to do this, and then when you're like, nope, and he's like, oh, that'll only be, $3,000, and you're like,
good.
Why are you been out of shape that we're not spending $20,000 with you to do this? Like, it's not. I don't know.
I've got a friend that's in the biz, and he has been for a while, and I'm very curious. I asked a lot of questions and stuff. Very intrigued. I always thought, like Justine even said the same thing. Like if this nurse practitioner thing would ever flop, I honestly thought about going back to get my license and and doing mortuary science and stuff like that. But I just absolutely hate dressing up. Tucked in shirts is not a good look for me. I hate wearing a tie. The dry cleaning bill of dress. I think I would no way. Like,
just do Hawaiian shirts.
A fat bastard with a tucked in shirt with the old mud flap there. It's no good. Like, I'd have to wear a quilt for a shirt that's long enough to stay tucked in for that amount of time. I just cannot fathom it. But dealing with being able to comfort and I would probably I'm not very appropriate in certain times, but the difference in the money that you can spend is mind blowing. Yep. Like my grandma, God love her, she told my dad, I don't know exactly what her words were, but like, if you could bury me in a cardboard box or whatever, the cheapest sumbitches you could get by. Like, when somebody becomes a ward of the state and they have no family and they have no money, they have no nothing, and they have to do it by legality, like you said, they have to be in some sort of vessel to be buried. They literally say one or two little words, like a prayer that's completely gimmicky, and the box that you're in is literally like, I think it's like a hefty like cardboard that's wrapped into some sort of like really cheap carpet.
Yeah.
And that is if you're a ward of the state, like, that's the cheapest thing that you can do to get yourself in the ground. Now, on the other aspect of that, my grandpa, Wild Bill, was a absolute wizard of a woodworker. Like, he was a brilliant woodworker. And I would have hated to seen the bill on that son of a bitch, because it was beautiful. Like, it was just beautiful wood grain, and I feel like he would have liked it. You know what I mean? Sure. Like, it's, I don't know, just like me.
But a lot of that
I bet that John boat's really going to set me back.
But I think, like, to your point, though, a lot of that stuff is how you remember how it all goes down.
Yeah. I don't.
To each his own.
I don't remember. So, like, I've had, I don't have any grandparents left. And it's like, I don't remember I don't know. Like, I just, you know what I mean? I don't know, does that sound weird or not? But yeah, get your funeral planned out. Help your kids, help your parents, help everybody. It takes all the guesswork out of it.
At least have a will.
Yeah, for sure.
Let them know.
That's right.
Well, now that we talked about that for 15 minutes,
we need a freaking rebound.
We need to come back here, get back to the boys that know how to live the good life. I heard rumor Ireland ran out of Busch Light this past week.
Oh, boy. I heard we had a little bit of a baptism.
Heard rumor. It's that time for everybody's favorite segment here on the Wondering Dutchman. Fellas, are you ready for some meaty goodness?
Yeah, baby. Ready.
Welcome to Merkley & Sons Choice Cuts Questions of the Week for the fellas, sponsored by our friends Merkley & Sons, the ultimate destination for meat enthusiasts. Not for vegans, not for vegetarians.
No, hit the road.
With over 65 years of experience in the meat industry, Merkley & Sons is a trusted name, renowned for their natural casing hot dogs, which I think were on sale this past week, award-winning deli meats, sausage brats, and smoked products. But that's not all. Their retail selection is unparalleled. From fresh beef and pork, frozen chicken, and seafood, to their world-famous seasoned patties, which I think is the official hamburger for Raider Middle School baseball.
Yeah.
And cheeses. Merkley & Sons prides itself on providing the best of the best.
So whether you're grilling up some hot dogs on the weekend or cooking a hearty meal for the family or throwing some of them delicious burgers on the grill at the ball field, Merkley and Sons has got you covered with the best meat in town. The Merkley and Sons choice cut questions of the week for the fellas comes from Holland native Michelle Thomas.
Hey!
Michelle had submitted these, I believe, by email a long time ago.
Yeah.
And we're getting through some of them as we do, but we get new listeners every week. You know, this is the part of the show where we ask some questions of the fellas and we go around the room and we kind of get a figure on some things. First question from Michelle. Would you rather live in the country or the city?
Duh. The country.
By the way, we were being in Indy this past weekend. I think I told you guys. I was like, I hate this.
I do too.
I hate
it. You said it at least 50 times. Like the roads are shit. The hustle and bustle. People are dicks.
Yeah.
I hate driving in traffic. I'm surprised my mom's van didn't have a dent in the floorboard from Dave hitting the old foot brake 500 times.
So we're all in on the country. Super strong or super fast?
Oof.
We talking about trash bag?
You as a human.
Toilet paper.
You as a human.
I'm going strong, baby. Give me the strength.
Yeah, I don't need speed.
Yeah.
I think I'm on the super strong as well.
Yeah.
This one we're gonna kind of make of what it would be, but I guess would you be more favorable to your past or to your future? This is kind of a head scratcher.
Damn. Any more brain busters? I think like I don't want to dwell on the past because it's in the past. Give me the future. I can't wait to see what's next.
I think you have to favor the past to be able to make the most out of the future.
Oh, one of those. If you're not a student of history, you're deemed to
repeat mistakes.
I think I would have an eye on my past, but a hope for the future.
Yeah,
I think that's where I would be.
Yeah.
Would you rather have unlimited time or unlimited money?
Oof. A variation of this came up in the past, and I don't know, man. You know, you see all them vampire movies and shit where they're talking about being like 285 million years old, you know? I think that'd be rough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? One of these days I'm going to need a break. You know what I mean? And I don't know, man. I'd say if I had all the money in the world, I probably wouldn't have very much time left. Just knowing how I roll, but god dang, boy. I don't know. If the world stayed the same and like the way things go now, I'd take the money because I wouldn't want to see much more of it. But I think if I lived out in the country like I do now and I could just, god dang, I don't know, situational. I'm out. I don't know. That's too tough for me.
I want to be 116 so I can see the year 2100. That's as long as I want to go, and it's just my goal to get there. But I think it'll be miserable the last 20 years of that because it'll be pretty lonely, I bet you. So I think I'm going to take the money because forever's a lonely place, I think.
Yeah. I agree. I'm going on that. I was just waiting for him to say it the way I wanted him to say it.
I think I would have to be unlimited money.
Yeah.
The time thing, you know. Would you rather own a plane or own a boat?
Duh. Give me the boat, bud.
I've got a boat, but I've always wanted a plane or
Bullshit.
a helicopter.
You're terrified of flying.
Well, but I think if I was the pilot.
Okay.
Or if I knew the pilot, you know what?
I want one of them big drug running cigarette boats that I could cruise down to freaking
2 million horsepower.
Yeah, Cubanos. You know what I'm talking about?
Are you done?
Yeah, it's your turn, bud.
I think I would have to have an airplane.
Yeah,
because you could the freedom to go wherever,
like a G6.
Yeah, I think
wherever
that would be
the
amazing.
government told you were allowed to go.
I'll tell you one thing: if I had a boat, I probably wouldn't live in Holland anymore. You know what I mean? Like I would have to.
I would if I would have a boat if I lived like on the Gulf Coast.
Yes, but like if we lived in Holland, I'm all in on
boats and open water scare me more than planes in open air, I think.
Interesting.
We might have to unpack that some other time. Would you rather be too busy or be too bored?
Oh God, I'm pretty good at being bored. I'd weigh 7 million pounds if I was bored all the time. I don't know, man. That's wild. I like busy. I like going after it. I like doing stuff, running kids. Like, I don't mind running kids and doing that. Like, I think it's more of the just being active and doing things and talking to people and being busy. Yeah, busy.
Yeah.
They're good ones.
Yeah. Busy goes by quick, and I don't know if I like that. I think I'd rather be too bored.
Really, I'm too busy. I'd rather be too. I am anyways.
Yeah.
Because I tell Janelle if I had time on my hands, like I'd be in a bad spot.
Mm-hmm.
Win the lottery or live twice as long.
God dang it. Yeah,
I think it depends on twice as long from where.
Yeah.
Like, are you saying like if you live to be 80, would you want to be 160? No, because I think we covered that.
Yeah.
In the would you rather have money or
like I want them both. Like I want to be rich as shit and I want to live a long time. So there's my answer.
Yeah.
Situational.
I'll win the lottery and I'll figure out how to get life from that.
there
Yeah.
you go. I think I'm on the lottery. Speak to animals or speak any language.
Man, I want to speak language. I want to learn how to speak Spanish so freaking bad I can't.
Yeah, but you already do, vato.
No, not good.
Oh.
Not good.
Your cultural appreciation, your
Appropriation.
cultural appreciation, not appropriation.
Yeah.
We don't do that here.
Yeah.
I always thought I wanted to know multiple languages. Like I think it'd be cool to be able to say hello to any person I ever met in the world.
Right.
But I never thought about talking to animals, so I would definitely want to talk to animals.
Yeah, but then what happens if you're like, I could just imagine deer hunting and like, you
clip a deer.
Yeah, right before the deer spooks, like, and you're going to shoot it. And then she looks at me and she's like, come on, give me a break. I'm trying to eat and I got these damn kids hanging off my teats and all that shit, and I'm like, I don't care. I'm just going to fill my freezer with you. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Or like if the cat, like if the dog shits on the floor and you're like, why'd you do that? And he said, because you're a fuck and I hate your guts and you should let me outside more. And the food that you buy sucks ass.
Yeah.
And you don't pet me enough.
Yeah.
Well, you ungrateful bastard. I don't want to hear it.
I want to learn a language.
Speak any language. I'm on speak any language. Walk through fire or be a mind reader.
God, I don't. Yeah, I'm not. I want to walk through fire. I guess. I don't know. I don't want to read your mind. You could be. I don't want to hear you think bad about me or wanting to. Yeah, no, I don't want to be a mind reader.
Walk through fire.
I think I'd want to be a mind reader. Spider-Man or Superman? There's only one right answer here. If you say Spider-Man, you're going to get slapped.
Okay, Superman.
Spider-Man.
Why would you want to be Spider-Man? He doesn't do anything.
Web shooter.
Superman's like an alien, man.
No, he's a bird. He's a
No,
plane.
he's an alien. He's from another planet. He got sent here.
Is that true?
Yes, that's true. He's
Yeah.
an alien.
But Superman has all these cool abilities and talents.
Yeah. Spider-Man does it. Like, he's got abilities and talents because he got bit by a radioactive spider.
Yeah, he's able to shoot webs and glide around.
And superhuman
one.
strength and superhuman hearing.
I could shoot
Spidey
webs.
sense.
Superman,
Sometimes.
Superman.
Spider-Man.
Last one here from Michelle. Great questions. A witch with magic or a superhero with a can't read my writing? It's a tough spot. A witch with magic or a superhero with a
Superpower
plan. I don't know.
plan. That's super. Good grief! Little mismanagement with our
Recording equipment.
recording equipment tonight. I don't want to be a witch because they scare me. So I want give me a super. I want to fly. Give me make me
Superhero with a
Power?
mystery
Power?
Oh yeah, that is it.
Oh, there it
Superhero
is.
with a power.
Had a baby, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a superhero, Dave,
So, would I have to be a witch or would I be a wizard since I'm like
or a warlock.
Yeah, oh yeah, I see that warlock.
Hey, the famous words, OT Rav. Get out of my way. I need to get a better look at them warlocks.
Yeah.
I think I'd be a wizard with the magicness.
superhero with power is me.
Shocker.
So those are our Merkley and Sedge Choice Cut questions of the week for the fellas. The Wanderer's favorite section, brought to you by our friends at Merkley and Sons.
Thanks,
Today's
Michelle.
questions from Michelle.
Those are good.
Thank you, Michelle. They were great. They were wonderful. And if I could read my writing, I would have known it was a superhero with a power.
Not a plan.
But if you're a superhero, you need a plan.
Good comprehensive insurance.
Which, hey, the good news is we are upon another favorite segment of our loyal listener base.
Yeah, they are, because it means it's over.
Experience the ultimate in outdoor power equipment with the Last Pass. Proudly presented to you by our friends at Hopf Outdoor Power. Hopf Outdoor Power offers a vast selection of top quality products, including the iconic orange Kubota tractors, high performance mowing machines from Cub Cadet, Polaris's impressive side-by-sides, and an extensive range of eco brands such as chainsaws and weed eaters. With sales, service, and parts all under one roof at Hopf Outdoor Power, it is your one-stop shop for all of your outdoor power equipment needs. Whether you're in the market for new or used equipment, the fellows there at Hopf Outdoor Power have got you covered. Fair prices, always. Exceptional service, always. Trust us. Your next lawnmower, tractor, or side-by-side should be coming from our friends at Hopf Outdoor Power. Check them out on Facebook because they go through... let's see. Nick had a pretty good pick of the day.
Oh,
Paul
yeah.
had a couple,
Yeah,
Paul.
Paul.
He had a good pick. They are there to help you get into that tractor side by side of your dream.
Yeah, man.
So thank you to our friends there at Hopf Outdoor,
Outdoor
Power. Fired my zero turn up to cut a little grass.
Yep.
Baby purrs like a kitten.
Put a new battery in the Cub yesterday.
Yeah, there you go.
Got it. Get ready for the warden to do some mowing.
So we have come to the last pass, Big Mace. What do you have? Final thoughts.
I absolutely had a blast in Indianapolis. I was completely out of my element on like our, went out to dinner and doing all that whiny-diny stuff. And I've never really had like a business expenditure, dinner. And like I know that I was kind of fangirling out on Todd and everything like that, and it's like getting to do this, like never in a million years when we started this shit, when we were just drinking beer in my garage and we were like, hey, let's start a podcast. It's like I never thought that we were going to go to Indianapolis and, interview one of the heavy hitters in the true crime world and shit like that. You know what I mean? And
but not
like,
even true crime world, but like that.
He's top 100,
base,
top 100 in
comedy,
the true crime world.
that comedy base that he has out of Indianapolis and the connections he has.
Yeah, but just never thought that we would get the opportunity to do the shit that we've done so far. Yeah. But with that being said, I can only wait to see what doors maybe that open or will open for us in the future. Yeah. And I can't wait to go to Boston. Hopefully we can make that work. And
well, we're all going to load up in the minivan.
Whoa,
right?
What was that?
Mouse.
Big sucker, too.
Yeah.
Put a saddle on that baby. But I don't know, man. My final thoughts, last pass, the whole works is I've had a blast in Indy. Dave, hopefully next time we rent a hotel room, we can get a bigger bed to share.
Yeah.
I don't want my own. I like the comfort.
I could have stood for it to be a little further from the wall there.
Yeah, to get a little bit more room there. But Dave and I we took a picture together that I wish we could show you. But red team leader and gold squadron, like we were ready to go.
Yeah, you guys are good.
Locked in for battle.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I had a blast in Indy and I can't wait to do it again. And we are mobile, and I thought we traveled well. I thought we did really well with that.
We did really good.
Yeah, man. Can't wait.
Smoke we got.
Yeah, to echo on that, great time up there. Met Uncle Todd. He was a real good time, real hospitable to us. Hospitable.
Yeah, after you puked in his yard.
It wasn't even my fault, man. It was that
and then his poor golden retrievers go over there like,
I tried to pee on it to ward them off, which I did do that. I peed on it to get the dogs off of it.
oh my. Anyways, go ahead. Your last pass.
weather's been awesome.
No shit.
Should have the Harley put back together. Had to wait for some parts for some connectors. Gonna try to put some chemicals and shock that pool this weekend. I mean, I got a lot of things on my list. Need to mow the lawn for the third time this weekend sometime. So I'm just looking forward to all that.
Yeah.
Should be a good, busy, feel like summer weekend.
Yeah, there you go. 4 years. It was 4 years ago when my mom called and said, hey, I need to talk to you. Just come over early tomorrow for Saturday running. And that was the first time in my life that I had heard in my mother's voice there to be worry and concern. And that night, I think we played Du Bois. We routed them. I went to 500 West, and she said, there's something going on, and I don't know. We don't know what it is. We don't know what it is. And it's crazy because it's also Zoe's birthday, who turned 5. That next Saturday, we had a birthday, or that Saturday, we had a birthday party for Zoe after Mom had told all of us, because she had told Chris and I the night before. It's silly to reflect on it, but I also look at when things, especially bad or things that you don't want to have happen, I think it's more about what your reaction is and to say, okay, then what's next? How do you make it into a good? And like, it's crazy because this starts the time where, you know, we get to the end of August, and obviously she passed. It was, 4 quick months, but this is the start of that cycle. It's why I stay busy like a fiend. But it also is a reminder of be there with your kids, be there with your friends, do things, go places, do stuff. And also, that expression, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. Amen. Or you mix it with vodka, whatever bullshit you want to say.
Hell yeah.
But I was thinking about it today, and I was like, life is going to hand you something that you don't like, you don't want. It's a shitty situation, whatever it may be. And I don't think you can sit there, and I don't want you to sit there and think, why me? I want you to think, what's next? What can I do? What can I do to make it a better situation? Or what can I do to fix it? And I used to dread like it being Zoe's birthday. It was more about Mom than Zoe. And like, I finally kind of kicked that, and I was just like, this is stupid. Like, it was a rough day, but it also the birth of your first child, the little girl that made me a dad. And it just, you celebrate it for the good, and you appreciate it. And I think that what I've done in life so far since that time is to say, what's next? What's the next challenge? What's the next thing we're going to do? This is an outlet for that. And I just want people, no matter what they have going on, don't play the poor, pitiful me, because you can, but that only leads to make you more miserable. Yeah. Just say, what's next? And
buckle up
and go for it. So
keep hammering.
That was this week. And, we had a hell of a birthday party when we got back last weekend, and Zoe enjoyed taking ice cream to Huntingburg for her celebration on Wednesday. And if I wasn't a dumbass manager and just would have kept the pedal to the metal, we could have been done in Owensboro in 5 and home very early. So you got to play everybody, though. We are all about development.
That's right.
So, but hey, Young Smoke, to end on a good note, Young Smoke came in, he dealt, he threw well, he pitched like we were up 9, which is exactly what he needed to do. Just go out there and throw strikes.
Atta baby.
And he said he was a little tender today, but he took a little time off today, and we ran some sprints, and the kid's a workhorse.
I do. And I said it. I think I said it the other day when we were, I don't know what we were doing. It was one of our earlier shows, and they were out, him and Wild Bill were out throwing. He was being a good brother to Wild Bill. And I looked at Dave and I'm like, God damn, Wyatt, he's growing up. He's like a damn grown man out there. He's got abs and, starting some peach fuzz on his chin and whatnot. And I thought, Jesus Christ, where did Wyatt go? Who the hell's that adolescent in your front yard?
It is wild.
It's crazy, man.
That squad that we start, there's some size there where it's like,
they're going to be monsters.
6'3", 6'4" already.
Yeah,
like,
baby.
this is maybe not 6'3", 6'4", 6'1" to 6'2", in that range. But yeah, it was good. So Zoe had a great 5th birthday, and we coming back from it, like it was such a long day.
Oh God!
Like Saturday night came, and
Justine was so pissed off when we got back home and finally got everything unloaded and everything, because I came in and she's like, are you really just going to take a nap? And I'm like, shut up, I'm tired. She's like, well, that's not my fault, damn it. And I'm like, you know what? You are right. I need to stop being such a bitch and get up and be present.
I had to stop so many places to grab everything. Janelle had to work that day. I beat her home from work and started mowing and getting running the vacuum.
Hey, by the way, you missed a pretty quality breakfast. Per Arlo's recommendation. What was it called? The Roost. The Roost. A little spot. Not sure if it's chain. I think it is a chain. Did he say it was a chain? They had more than one location or something like that?
So, yeah.
Their menu was off the map. I mean, you could have really got anything you wanted, but I had some sort of country bowl type thing, breakfast bowl. Dave, you had a regular old smorgasbord.
Yeah, eggs and bacon and
biscuits
and gravy and
hash
toast,
browns and all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
Arlo got the chicken and waffles, which we
talked about it.
I'm all out on that.
Well,
yeah,
anyways.
Priorities, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, good week.
Yep.
Good episode.
Yep.
Thanks for listening.
Yep.
Dutchman out.